It's bargain central. In today's video, we found a 15-year-old Colombian Wonderkid striker who can be picked up by most clubs for fairly cheap, will either make you a profit or will go on to be a world-class striker. We have to make a video on him, so let's get right into it. It's time for another Wonderkid to Superstar episode, everyone. I'm Jake for FMSCOUT, and like I say, we've got a massive gem on our hands today, a bargain of the truest nature, who I'm hoping most of you won't have tried to sign before. I won't keep you around for too long, but if we can hit 300 likes, that would be awesome. Subscribe to the channel as well, and whilst you're at it, let me know who you'd like to see in the next episode of Wonderkid to Superstar. But now it's time to get into the Wonderkid, and if he's not in your saves, that's probably because you haven't got the Colombian divisions or players from South America loaded. I didn't load the League of Colombia, I just loaded the nation's worth of players, and he was in this save, and there's plenty of cheap gems over there, so I would highly recommend it. But here is our man, Holman McCormick. It's not the kind of name you would associate with a Colombian striker, but the 15-year-old is a player with a lot of potential. With a potential range of 130 to 160, it is a little lower than the kind of players we normally look at, but for his price point and his actual ability on the pitch, I think he's certainly worth making a video on. I've seen him in 2 saves now, and in both saves he is very quick. At the age of 15, to have this kind of acceleration and agility is very good. He has good heading ability as well, good off the ball, highly aggressive with good dribbling, finishing and first touch. He's got a lot of the basics that could make him a very good advanced forward, but of course he needs a lot of work, as any 15-year-old would, and he would not be ready to start games just yet for a big side. But we're going to forget about that in this simulation and try and make him the best version possible. But if you do get a 130 version of Holman McCormick, he is certainly still worth picking up, because his price point here at 160 PA is 65 to 650,000 pounds. So anywhere around 300, 400,000 is an absolute bargain for a player who can go on to be world class, don't get me wrong. His club is Tigres FC in the 2nd division of Colombia, but that is currently where he's playing on loan from his first team, Independiente Santa Fe. Now, the club that he's at and his value does make him a very gettable player for players across multitudes of divisions. Of course, there is work permit rules in England, but outside of that, he can be a top draw signing and a player who can make the world of difference to your side in a few years. So let's show you him at our Real Madrid side and how we're going to set him up to be the best version of himself. We'll be playing a 4-2-3-1 with Holman McCormick as the striker on that advanced forward duty, and we are training him in that role with double intensity, not focusing on too much else. But a key part of Holman McCormick's development will be his mentoring. I've given him the best mentors that I could. He only has 8 determination in this save, and in another save it was also 8 for me, which seems to be his level. It might be different in yours, but that's what I've got on 2 occasions. But I'm hoping with some decent mentoring we can at least get that to a number where we don't have to see it as a big negative. But of course this man needs work, but I think for his age he's certainly got a lot going for him, and now we're going to simulate a couple years ahead to see what he might look like on the lower end of his potential range. But before we do, a quick message to our video sponsors, Spitch. That's right, Spitch have sponsored the FMSCOUT channel again, and we are more than grateful. But let's tell you about this awesome platform. Spitch is a fantasy football app available for people in the UK, Ireland, Germany and Austria if you are over the age of 18. Now, I love fantasy football, but I find myself so often forgetting about weeks and missing weeks, and it really affects my overall performance, and I find it hard to keep up throughout the whole of a season. But Spitch is the answer to that, because it focuses on short-term individual weekly tournaments that you can enter. You have unlimited transfers, so you're picking players purely for those individual game weeks. It's great fun, but Spitch have now made it even better by adding the season mode as a playable competition. This is going to take all of your results across the course of a season, only take your best 5, so really only 5 of these weeks are going to matter when you get it just right. When you have a great week, it's going to count so much in terms of your leaderboard position, and if you finish high up on the leaderboard, who knows, you might be in with a chance of winning the jackpot. There's a jackpot for a free competition, which I'll show on screen, and there's also a paid competition you can enter with a larger jackpot. But with that free jackpot, there's no harm in getting involved and giving yourself a chance. So to get involved, all you need to do is click the link in the description down below. That will take you to Spitch, where you can register and start picking your sides, and hopefully it will be one of you guys out there who wins the jackpot. So thank you again, Spitch, for sponsoring the video, and now let's get back to Holman McCormick. And here we go, 2024, Holman has been at the club for a few seasons and he is starting to perform pretty well. Now, he hasn't developed massively. Currently, this is him at 18 years of age, so loads of years still to grow, and he is sitting around 129 current ability rating. So even if you had the worst potential version of Holman McCormick, once he's fully grown, he's going to look better than the player we're looking at here, and this player that cost us a few £100,000 is now a player of 20 odd million. His physicals are very good, very quick, very agile, the kind of stuff you need for an advanced forward, and his mentals are starting to balance too. But his technicals are very impressive with some great technique, heading, first touch finishing, and dribbling, making him a very, very nice advanced forward. Let's highlight those attributes, and you can see he's beginning to grow into the kind of player you would want him to. He's got 3 appearances for Colombia now and 1 goal, and for our Real Madrid side, he has hit 11 goals in his first season. I was trying to get the assistant manager to play him every season, but it looks like he was not registered for season 2, but then season 3, he came back and scored 17. Now, this is not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. He's playing for Real Madrid, he's a decent striker, you'd expect him to score some goals, but he is getting better as time goes on, and he is yet to reach that maximum potential that we know he can get to. But he is still a pretty dangerous player. He's only 18 years of age here and a lot of room left to grow. No matter what happens now, he'll be worth that initial investment, but don't you worry, Holman is going to come in clutch in a few years, so let's simulate into the prime of his career and see just how well he's doing. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because for his price, this guy bags goals. And here we go, at the age of 26, Holman McCormick is classed as one of the best players in the club. Only Vinicius and Valverde classed as better players than our Colombian man, and what a player he is becoming. We'll talk about his attributes in a second, but I'd like to let you guys know I do have my own channel linked in the description, getting so close to 9,000 subscribers now, only 10 or 20 or so needed. So if you could check that out, check out our rebuilds and our Villarreal save, and I'm sure you would absolutely love it. But if not, and you just want to be nice, then hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Very excited for 9,000, and then 10,000 is the next milestone that I'm ready to hit on the channel. So thank you to anyone who does check that out. But Holman McCormick, why he's number 2, I have no idea, but he has become a star. His physicals are great. Despite a really poor jumping reach, he's strong with great stamina, good pace, balance, agility, and acceleration. His mentals are nicely balanced too. We did manage to get that determination up to a 10. His composure, decision making, and off the ball work is of an elite level, if not world class level, and alongside that he's got great technique, decent passing as well now. Despite his free jumping reach, he's a great headerer of the ball, good first touch finishing and dribbling. This guy has everything he needs to be the perfect advanced forward, and you would expect that. He's been training in this role for 10 years to become the best he can. 43 goals in the league last season, 34 in the one before that, 42 in the previous one, another season where he's hit 41 goals. But since that age where he turned 18 or so, he has been bagging goals, near enough 300 goals now, and he's only 26 years of age, and that's only the league. Let me switch over quickly to the save I have at the end of his career to see if he can keep it up. And he certainly has. He has kept up his goal scoring exploits in his later years here. He's continued to score 30 odd goals a season. It's starting to go down now as he gets older and he loses some of those physical attributes, but he is still very impressive. His agility is now at a 19 at 33 years of age. You can tell it's not the tactic, because in 83 games for Colombia, he has scored 39 goals, so pretty much a goal every other game for Colombia. Players like Butragueño, Modric, Cruz and Ronaldo have been surpassed by the legacy at the club of Holman McCormick. He is an absolute star, a great investment. If you have tried him, let me know. If not, make sure you give him a sign in your next save that you do. Load that Colombian division and get him into your side. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10 because even though he's not the world's best, he's certainly a great option for his price point and is available to more managers than some of those star Wonderkids are. Drop your rating of Holman in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, and thank you to Spitch for sponsoring the video. But most of all, have a great day everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.